Kia ora everyone, welcome back. If you haven't seen our previous 2 videos, you can find them on our Facebook page. We've already heard from some wonderful speakers and talented performers. Today, we will hear from our bereavement support group facilitator and Safe Talk instructor, Carolyn McMillan, and the talented Judah. Support after suicide is important. Often bereaved people feel isolated, alone, and at risk themselves of suicide. At Life Matters, we support people on the first Tuesday of each month through a suicide support bereavement group. Along with Carolyn and Bev, I am one of the facilitators of this group. If you would like to come along to this group or find out more information, please get in touch with the Hope Centre.
Kia ora koutou katoa. My name is Carolyn McMillan, and it's an honour to be asked to speak to you on World Suicide Prevention Day 2021. The first thing I looked at when writing this is, what exactly is hope? To hope for something is to look forward to it with desire and reasonable confidence. To have hope is to want an outcome that makes your life better in some way. It not only can help make a tough present situation more bearable, but also can eventually improve our lives because envisaging a better future through having hope motivates you to take the steps to make it happen. There are times in my life where I lost hope. I had no one with the ability to help and felt stigmatized by being mentally ill. We all need hope, and when we can't find it, we just need others to show us the way through their actions. It doesn't need to be big or small, just enough to give light, a glimmer to keep going. Personally, I would not be standing here talking to you tonight if I hadn't lost my sister Fiona to suicide. Today is my 43rd birthday. Today is a day when my sister should be getting in contact with me or coming and giving me a birthday hug. We should be having a family tea and sharing a glass of bubbles, joking together about how old I'm getting. However, I lost my energetic, happy, caring and smiling sister 14 years ago to suicide. Birthdays haven't been the same since. Neither have Christmases, other family birthdays, or my parents' wedding anniversary, as she died by suicide on that day. What people found hard to understand about my sister's death was, in fact, I'd been the one struggling in their eyes, not her. In fact, when people heard it was my parents' daughter, they thought it was me. For me, being 43 is a celebration in itself, as there was a time when I never thought I'd reach 43. Less than a year before her death, I spent 3 months in both a public and private psychiatric ward in Port Macquarie, Australia. I had 2 admissions. However, my fiancé at the time couldn't see me making any improvements, broke up with me, and asked my parents to come and pick me up. Probably the best thing ever, as here I am after a somewhat unbelievable journey, but a journey that can give others hope. It is possible. I'd originally been put on medication that I really didn't need to be on 3 years before. As my fiancé at the time was a doctor, I trusted him, and when I asked him if I could stop taking it, he responded with a yes. No tapering, straight out cold turkey, which spiraled me into a deep abyss where I couldn't see any light or way out. I was sinking further and further. Everything became murky. I was slowly drowning from my brain and its thoughts. I felt like I was suffocating in my own ramblings. I became so suicidal I didn't want to live. I had no hope. I'd made a plan, and it was only in the last hours when I told someone that help was given. I did ask for help, as hard as it was, because I had 2 choices, and I'm glad I made the one I did. The warning signs, however, were all there, but no one picked up on them, not even myself. I had huge weight gain, sleeping all day, becoming withdrawn, isolating myself, continually crying and feeling worthless and not enjoying life. I developed a non-stop leg shake. Warning signs are hard to pick up on if you don't know what they are. I didn't pick up on any with my sister. In fact, I thought she was in a great place and things were starting to work out after a really rough time. But now I see there were numerous warning signs. In my last memory of her, she was smiling, laughing and joking with me. This was our final goodbye, a goodbye I did not foresee coming. It is a memory that I will cherish forever. She had lost hope and I hadn't been able to help her find it, nor did I realise she'd lost it. Close to her first anniversary, I tried under medical supervision to taper off my medication again, except it was too fast, and I became crippled with anxiety to the point I couldn't function and spent a week in hospital. It took me a long time to recover, and I may be on medication for life now, having been diagnosed with anxiety and depression. I live my life in the now. The glass is always half full, sometimes brimming, full of hope. Mindfulness is something I continually practice, and I'm always checking in on myself and my well-being. I will reach out when I need help or just a hug. I have an amazing husband, 2 beautiful children, and a life I'm blessed with. I'm standing here today for everyone struggling with thoughts of suicide and people struggling with the loss of their loved ones. I understand, as do many others here. You are not alone. Connecting with one another and reaching out can help save lives. Learning the signs of suicide, and there is always hope. Suicide needs to be discussed. Taboos need to be broken, and we need to take a long, hard look at what we're doing in regards to suicide prevention. Stigma is a major barrier to help seeking. Changing the narrative around suicide through the promotion of hope can help create a more compassionate society when those in need feel more comfortable in coming forward to seek help. We can all do something to live in a world where suicide is recognised, and we can all do something to help prevent it. Stigma is something I have struggled with over the years, hence many people have no idea of the mental unwellness I had. On my path to finding my husband, I experienced rejection once people found out about my past mental illnesses. It was like they were scared there was something wrong with me. The only thing wrong was their lack of understanding. If only they could see me now. There are still ups and downs, but having the hope that there are others to turn to for support means the sun will always rise tomorrow. There is also the common expectation that we can just get over our grief and carry on as if it didn't happen. We don't get over it, ever. The pain remains, and we're aware of our loved ones every day. Talking about them helps us remember. Keep talking about them. Keep their memory alive. We can all play a role in supporting those bereaved by suicide or experiencing a suicidal crisis through our actions. One way is identifying that support after suicide is so important. Many people will feel isolated and alone and are at risk of suicide themselves. They feel no one else understands what they're experiencing, and others think that they should be over it by now. There is no time frame for grief. However, it is important to give others hope that over time things do become easier. Life Matters Trust provides support here in Dunedin with our bereavement support group that I facilitate with the aid of another person. This meets monthly on the first Tuesday of every month at the Hope Centre. Through this group, we're able to laugh and cry many tears. We're able to give hope that no matter where we all are on our journey, that there is love and support, and it's okay to not feel that in the moment. But by just seeing others feel the same thing gives a glimmer of hope. Losing someone through suicide is a grief like no other. So many questions, often unexpected and soul-destroying. It can be easier to share with a stranger who understands than a friend who doesn't. We also have a private online support group on Facebook which supports people right across New Zealand, and we also have many international members in our group. Education and knowing what to say or do when you're concerned about a person is important. That's why Life Matters is so serious about delivering suicide prevention education to everyone. We have 2 registered Safe Talk trainers, including myself, and we deliver Safe Talk workshops around Dunedin and the country. These workshops are a first aid course in suicide prevention. Many of us have a first aid certificate, and a Safe Talk certificate is just as important. Keeping silent does not save lives. Speak up and be brave. The numbers don't lie, and we can all make a difference if we know what to do when facing a person in distress. If Safe Talk isn't suited to you, then we have mental health wellbeing talks. These are a shortened version of Safe Talk delivered to a range of clubs and groups and workplaces. Having the tools to ask someone if they're thinking about suicide is crucial, as scary as the question may sound. Do you know what to look for, what the signs may be? Things like withdrawal from usual activity, change in mood, negative talk, taking risks, or the fact that they may have suffered a loss, like a job, a relationship, money, or suffered the bereavement themselves are all signs that someone may be thinking of suicide. Our statistics in New Zealand are alarming, but by knowing what to look for and what to do when you think someone is thinking about suicide could in fact save a life. You can help give someone hope by showing that you care. All of us have a role to play, no matter how small. We may never know what we do that makes a difference. We can all reach in and ask somebody. You don't need to tell them what to do or have the solutions, but simply making the time and space to listen to someone about their experience of distress or suicidal thoughts can help. Small talk can save lives and create a sense of connection and hope in somebody who may be struggling. By encouraging understanding and reaching out and sharing experiences, we want to give the people the confidence to take action. To prevent suicide requires us to become a beacon of light to those in pain. You can be the light to reach out to someone who is lost or is losing hope.
Broken hearts do love, mending what was lost. Breathe into the lungs of a hopeful, frightened one. It's easy to feel bad for yourself when times still there's no chance to build. Run to a place where you can feel again and hide until you're safe. Oh, no, we dance apart, moving so swiftly. We hold the arms, the ones that are breaking. We count our love in fear of never making our one last breath. May you bless his soul, may his memory always hold. Untie the bound of pain, release confidence zone. No, we dance the part, moving so swiftly. We hold the arms, the ones that are breaking. We count our love, the fear of never making our one last breath. Oh, we dance, we dance, we dance apart, moving so swiftly. We hold the arms, the ones that are breaking. We count our love in fear of never making our one last breath. Oh, we dance the part, moving so swiftly. We hold the arms, the ones that are breaking. We count our love in fear of never making our one last breath. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carolyn, for sharing. Your courage is inspiring. What you do for the Suicide Bereavement Group and Safe Talk is so important in our community. And thank you, Judah, for sharing your beautiful original song with us. Tune in tomorrow to hear Kirsten Biebel, the chair of Life Matters Suicide Prevention Trust, and Glenda Wallace, a clinical neuropsychologist.